My name's Hayden Smith. I'm doing Unit 5 Injury in Sports.
Right, so for P1, can you describe to me 4 different types of injuries? So talk to me about your first one.
Overuse. Do I need to read that all out?
Yeah, tell me about overuse injuries.
Overuse are often described as a tissue damage that results from repetitive demand or stress over a period of time. Shin splints are often give pain at the front of the lower leg. Shin splints are not diagnosed, but description of a symptom. Common people who do lots of various sports on hard surfaces, example a marathon running. Number 2, fractures. A fracture is the same as a break, and there is 2 different kinds of breaks. There is an open known as extrinsic, which the bone does penetrate through the skin, whereas a closed break known as intrinsic doesn't penetrate the skin. Example, such as if you are playing a football match, and when you jump to header the ball, and when you are going to land, you land wrong. Serious injuries. These injuries can be life-threatening, which you could die or even be seriously injured, and could affect your career in sports. There are lots of different kinds of injuries. Example, concussion can happen if you and another player collide, hit heads together, and could knock you unconscious.
Good, so then final type of injury?
Soft tissue injuries. Soft tissues are known as tendons, ligaments and muscles throughout your body. They usually happen when you get stressed and can be caused by a single blow. There are 6 different types of injuries, such as sprains, bruising, cuts, blisters, strains and also grazes. These injuries have different kinds of treatment. Example, strains are treated by the Price technique. Price stands for protection, rest, ice compression and evaluation, but several sprains may need surgery.
Right, for now for P2, can you tell me about 2 types of illnesses?
Hypoglycemia. This is a low level of sugar in your blood. This is when your glucose is low too, and may make you feel tired, weak, even sweat and dizzy. And the only way to get your sugar back up to normal level is eat some chocolate and drink a bit of fizzy sports drinks to get your sugar flowing.
Yeah, good examples. So then second type?
Asthma. Asthma is a long-term condition where your airways become narrow, so you can find it hard to breathe. Some asthma attacks are mild, but some can be spiral out of control. The cause is not completely understood. There are a few things that can cause it. Example, change of temperature. To prevent this from happening, you should use the red and brown inhaler to reduce inflammation, and a blue inhaler to make the airways bigger.